Hello, bourbon fans. I'm Tim, the Suburban Dad, and I help dads find great bourbon. Just today, I picked up the latest batch of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B523. I'm excited to try it with you, let you know what I think, and is it worth it? So, let's get to it. So, the latest batch of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof historically has been 12 years old. This bottle is the very first one that is not fully 12 years old. Instead, this one is 11 years, 5 months old. As I mentioned previously, it's not that big of a difference, 7 months, but it's the idea of it. They went from a standard of at least 12 years old, and now they're starting to chip away at the quality with that. Age on a bourbon is very relative to me. I've had great 4-year-old bourbons. I've had 18-year-old bourbon that was pretty good. So, again, it's close enough where age-wise it's gonna taste great, I imagine. But Elijah Craig, Heaven Hill, you're getting to the top of a slippery slope, I'm telling you. Let's get this bad boy opened up. All right, so this bottle comes in at 124.2 proof. Like I said, 11 years, 5 months old. Retails for 65 bucks. Now, I'm gonna let it open a little bit. Not only is it 11 years old, but it's also 124.2 proof. Look at that color though, wow. Very dark, rich, honey colored. I am gonna go at the nose already. Getting a lot of honey sweetness right up front on the nose. A little bit of ethanol burn, but it's 124 proof, so it doesn't bother me a whole lot. Very sweet. There's some caramel in there, kind of candy-ish. Yeah, that's what I'm getting is sweet honey, caramel, candy type sweetness. Very inviting, very tantalizing. So on my scale, 1 to 5 in terms of rating the nose, it is a very nice nose. I'm gonna let it air out for just a minute or two here. Because on the nose, I know that there's some great notes in there, but it is a little ethanol-y for me to try and pick all those out comfortably without singeing my nose hairs. It's getting better. It's opening up a little bit more. The ethanol is dissipating a little bit. Okay. Again, more just the same. Sweet honey caramel. A little bit like burnt sugar almost. Not quite molasses, but like brulee. Like on the top of creme brulee, that kind of thing. On the nose, I keep trying to give it a higher score in my mind, but I'm gonna have to go with a 3 on the nose. It's average. It's not spectacular so far. Doesn't mean it's not gonna taste great, so let's do that next. Very nice, very warm. Getting my palate acclimated, my first drink of the day. Okay, so it's a little hot. It's a little hot. It's unfortunate because it's got such a rich, great flavor to it. Caramely, marshmallowy, kind of like a s'more with caramel. So you got the burnt marshmallow, sugar on there. You got a little bit of hint of chocolate. A little weak on the graham cracker part, but caramel, a little bit of chocolatey, sugary, burnt sugar type notes in there. Very tasty, and wow, I am impressed that this is making me react this strongly. And I keep trying to give this one a higher rating. I think it's because I'm biased. I like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. The more I sip on this one, the palate, it's okay. The flavor anyways. So the flavors are okay. The more I sip it, the more oakiness comes forward, which is not great. The caramel is the most prevalent flavor. A little bit of chocolatiness in there as well. The burnt sugar notes that I was getting at first are not quite as strong. So I'm gonna have to give the palate a 3 as well. Now on the mouthfeel though, it's very nice. It coats my whole tongue and down the sides of my tongue as well. It's a good mouthfeel. I'm gonna give that one a 4 for the mouthfeel. It's pretty nice. The finish is at least medium long. Let's see. That is a long finish on there. Okay, so here's the thing. The finish is fairly long. The flavor on the finish is just okay. Again, it's kind of just a weakening of that oak coming forward, a little bit of caramely oak on the finish. So it's okay. I'm gonna give it a 4 because it is a very long, warming finish, but the flavors overall are just okay on that. According to my rating scale, we're sitting at a 14 on this one, which is not quite up to par with the pours I've been rating lately. Here's what I'd like to do. Elijah Craig is very good. I'm gonna give this bottle a second chance with a little bit of water added. I have a strong feeling that that's gonna kill some of that ethanol burn, bring out more of the other flavors and notes and smells that I wanna encounter. So let's do that. A little bit of water. Now, with a little bit of water on the nose. Kills the ethanol burn right away, that's great. Now I just get the rich caramel notes. A little bit of spice coming through now in a pleasant way. Baking spices, maybe a little bit of chili. Yeah, like a smoky caramel with chili flakes in it. That's the nose. The nose gets bumped up to a 4 with water. Already off to a good start with the water. On the palate, very interesting. It makes it much more drinkable, but the flavors fade so much faster all of a sudden. Now with the water, caramel is still prevalent. More spice comes up in the middle though. Again, with the chili type spice. Yeah, not as much baking spices per se. It's very warming spice. Maybe cinnamon, maybe. Chili, maybe a little bit of white peppery notes in there. I'm still gonna leave the palate at 3. I don't think that the water helped that a ton other than it's more drinkable. But the depth of flavor is not awesome with that. Mouthfeel is definitely thinner on this one. That goes down to a 3. And the finish, yeah, finish is down to a 3. So the water really doesn't help it a ton. I put 3 little drops in there. Maybe 1 drop would be the sweet spot, but I'm not gonna go through that all over again. You had your chance, Elijah Craig. So let me do my math here. All right, so with water, it's down to a 13. So that's a little disappointing for an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I'll be very interested to compare it side by side, blind tasting with A123 from this year, because I like that one a lot. This one, it had very similar qualities to it, but it was a little hotter, and it just didn't quite deliver with the flavors like the first one did. Would I still get it for the price? 65 bucks. I got this one for 70 bucks. Would I still get it for the price? Yes. Yes, I would, especially since I'm an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof fan. If you're not usually an Elijah Craig fan, you might be on the fence a little bit more. I mildly recommend it. I don't give it a full hearty get out there and grab it, but if you see it, it's worth picking up. All right, so I try to keep it straightforward and honest with you guys. If I really don't love it, I'll let you know. I would say this one is pretty good. I don't love it, but it's pretty good, and I'm glad I have it, if that helps you at all. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Keep up to date with all the latest releases and news about bourbon in the whiskey world. And Until next time,